So welcome guys, this is AMJ. Let's see how to make the Christmas tree and Merry Christmas in advance. And I'm really happy to start a tutorial, and this is the result of this actually about 1 hour or less than 1 hour tutorial that you're going to learn. And no paid add-on is used, it's just Mtree and Node Wrangler. That Node Wrangler is come with Blender, and Mtree you should just Google it and download it. It's really simple. I put the link in the description too. So let's get started. Don't forget to watch the tutorial until the end, because I have to put a lot of time in it. Okay, let's get started. I tried to explain as simple as possible. I turn on the shortcut UVs to see what actually I'm using here. Okay, that is real simple. The first thing is just in the preference, enable the Mtree. As you see, it's enabled. And start modeling. Delete all of this using X. Press N to close this bar. Right click here and horizontal split. I'm going to actually split my view, and from here add Mtree node, Mtree node tree. Yes. Press new. Name it, for example, your something like this. And from the Mtree here, you need to load this Sprouse load preset, so you have something like this, but you don't have any tree here because you should press on create tree. Okay, we have this is the preview. It's not the final because it's going to be really high poly, so this is okay. And we need to have some setup. The first thing that I have a lot of tests and reach the best result in my opinion, add a reference image, horizontal split here, add the image texture, image editor and open it. As you see, the first thing is overall shape of the tree. So the first thing here is a trunk node. I just need this and control and right click, cut this and delete. But enable the auto update to make it update up to date the whatever you change here directly and instantly see here. Okay, enable advanced setting, and the length is 10 meters. It's high, so I put it on the 6 meters. That's okay. And from here in the randomness, make it lower. For example, at this. Yes, it should be straight as you see. And the next thing, or even we can add a lot of, I don't know, deformation, add a little bit randomness, and decrease the axis attraction. Okay, that's cool. The end radius shouldn't be 0, and for example, if you enable final, you see it does change. So as a preview and check auto update, end radius, yes, that's cool. The next thing here is to branch node. In the branch node, the first thing is to remove the randomness at the beginning and split probe up. Yes, we need, now we can set the overall shape and decrease the gravity stretch a little bit. As you see, it has a bit upward direction. It shouldn't be, for example, like this. Yes, and then let's go to split angle. You can split it, or even we can decrease this gravity and split angle. This is much more important, split angle. So in the radius you should decrease, I think, and then in the end radius shouldn't be 0. After that, in the shape start, decrease the shape start and increase the shape end. Yes, something like this. Or even we can decrease the length of the tree, but as you see, it's grow like this. Okay, that's okay. And now we need to add the randomness. Add some randomness and add the spirit probe up a little bit, and the gravity stretch can be helpful too. So as you see, we have simulated, we have visualized this overall shape, the model, whatever you say. Or the more you do actually put a time on it, the more it's going to be beautiful. Okay guys, don't forget to follow this tutorial until the end. We are now going to add the lifts and needles, and if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to support my channel. The big support, just clicking on subscribe and like and comments, and if you not enjoy, tell me why. So at the end of this tree, maybe I add some gravity, maybe a little bit, and I don't like with this. I'm not okay. Shape end or lens. Let's decrease the lens, for example. Yes, that's cool. Okay, guys, we have this, and now we can add some trees add some branches by add the max split numbers. You see? Yes, that's cool. Okay, split prop up. Where are you, man? Yes, it depends on you. You can decrease it or can increase it. Okay, let's go to the needles, the really important part. Okay, Control A, add a plane. This plane is your needles, but as a material. So what we're going to do is to add needle material that I've downloaded from the Quixel bridge. That's really simple and free and really cool. Okay, I put it on, name it needle, and press enter. So Shift A, or we can use a node wrangler. But before that, I want to show you what I'm going to use. So as you see, I have downloaded this Pine family, this needle, and yes, that's really simple. So I have this here. Okay, close this and drag the albedo, the face on, and where are you? Yes, here. The opacity, normal, and the roughness. Okay, this 4 texture is enough. And going to material preview and connect this albedo to the base color. So you have something like this. And after that, we are going to add the roughness to roughness. That's real simple. And the specular, maybe we can decrease it, or yes, decrease it a little bit. It shouldn't be that high because it's really rough. And after that, we're going to add opacity. But as you see, if you add opacity to alpha, we destroy our shape. Why? Because we need to, in the options panel from here in the viewport display, in the setting, it should be on alpha clip, and it's going to be okay now. After that, we are going to add the normal. Before adding normal map, color space should be non-color, and then add a normal, search normal map, connected to the color, and yes, that's it. Or even you can increase the intensity to look it more realistic and 3D, because it's 2D shape. Because if you want to add the model a 3D lift, it's going to be really hard and really something like heavy. Okay, now we're going to divide this to 3 plane. Press tab, go to edit mode. We don't need this anymore. Control R, and using the mouse scroll, decrease this amount of the actually loop cuts, and press right click to edit exactly on the center. Double G to move this. As you see, I have moved, and then Control R and add another one here. Remove the unnecessary parts using X and the faces. Control R, or even let's separate using a P selection. Now we have 3 objects I've added to one collection. So drag it on M, add the needle collections. It's going to be more something much more better if you add everything in its collection. This is our tree, and let's add the geometry and match the origins. Control R, add the loop cut here. add another one here. The first really important thing is to add this to at the origin of the objects. For example, let's double G. Do not use G because the UV will destroy. Double G only. You know, I deleted this unnecessary parts. Yes, put it on a stem, G and Z to add the geometry. Or here, yes, it's not even 2Ds, look like a 3D object. Do the same for all of this. The more you add the polygon, the more heavier your object will be. So pay attention on this. Okay, guys. Oops, it destroys something like. Shouldn't be that high. And this one. Oops. Or then we can delete this vertices, Control X. Nope, not here. I'm sorry, I'm going to do too fast because I tell the method, and now I should optimize my time. This shouldn't be this tutorial that high because it's going to be something like not going to be fun. Control X, Control X, Control. No. Yes, add the geometry. Okay. So now let's change the geometry. This is the really important part. The geometry and the origin. As you see, the origin is here. If I scale, if I move, if I move, this orange point is origin. If I rotate it, it will be done from here. So it should be from here. So choose this vertex, Control S, cursor to select it, and right click on it, geometry, origin to 3D cursor. Now the origin is here. So if I scale, rotate, or everything I do, and whatever I do on this will be done from here because I put the origin here. So do the same for all of them. Control S, cursor to select it. Oops, I'm sorry. And origin to 3D cursor. Again, cursor to select it, origin to 3D cursor. Okay guys, congratulations, we have created this needles. Now what we're going to do, we're going to create a tweak. In the Mtree node, setup, load our whatever we've done here. Shift A and nodes, tweak nodes. Yes. So execute a tweak. It's going to be really big and created from here. No problem. This is the setting. Put here, put the lift type on the custom, and choose the first one. Execute again. Yes, we have this, but it's the wrong rotation. Control Z. 90 degree. I'm sorry. Minus 90 degree. Push. Minus 90 degree, and Control A, rotation and scale. Execute again. Yes, but the biggest problem is that this size is not cool. This size have a lot of problem. So put it here to, or even we can hide this. No, it's going to be, put it here is the better option. Okay, because I want to see the difference between this size and my tree size, so I should be able to see here. The first thing here is to scale them and execute again. The next thing is the length of here. Yes, that's actually what I want. It's not visible, this part, because it's going to be really small. And the next thing here is to branch number is high, 4 is okay, and the randomness is 1, and execute again. Or even we can lower the randomness. That was okay, that was okay, I think. Just reduce the randomness. Yes, that's okay. So guys, we have created this one, and now we need to duplicate it. Shift D and Y or X or anything. So this is the first thing here, but pay attention to choose another one. I mean, from the custom here, from this plane, add this one and execute again. As you see, it's going to be changed. Yes. Or even we can change the randomness, for example, from this one to this. It's not a big difference. And let's see, yes, duplicate it again. Choose, for example, this one and execute. Okay, we have this. So we have 3 types of tree needles. So guys, after hiding the needle collection, don't forget to add this toggle. Yes, as you see, it's have turned off in the rendering mode. Okay, add a new collection and add to, for example, leaf or anything. So it's time to add this tree, this needles to this tree. In the Mtree node setup, I can decrease the length of the radius of this trunk. I mean the main trunk. For example, at the that's reasonable. Okay, select this from the 3 parameters. Click on create trees, lift, and as you see, we have something like this. This is the word that the twigs that actually the needles will be here. To enter this, let's make this smaller. So add this, add one of this. Yes, add for example this one as a tree. In the material preview, we have the Christmas tree, but it's not completed and it's a lot of work. The first thing here is the size of the leaves. Where are you? Yes, the leaf size. So I decided to put this smaller. Yes, smaller. Select this and the particle system. In the particle system, in the render, choose the collection and add the what was that? The leaf collection. Now we have all of these 3 needles in one. That's what we're going to do, and that's what is going to be cool. And as you see, we have created the tree, so we can change it, but I think that's okay. And it's time to add some other things on our tree. Before that, I want to do something special. In select this first tab, Alt Z. You can delete this because it's unnecessary. So we have something like this. Now let's go to material, the main part of the tree, not the twigs, not the needles. In the shader, before the shader editor, put it on the final. So that's going to be cool. Select this, the shader editor. Where are you? Yes, here. Press new, Shift A. I loaded this, connected to base color. As you see, it's a full UV unwrapped. And Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Nope. Yes. And open the normal map. After loading this, you should put it on non-color and add the normal map. Remove the specular because it's going to be not be visible, so we are going not to be adding a lot of noise in the render. Yes, we have this. Click on this tree and you can even delete all of this in this stem. Congratulations, we have created this. Let's go into our decoration. Yes, decoration. Hide this. Start adding the decoration by looking at references. This balls. Yes, this balls is the first thing that I'm going to create. Shift A. Add a sphere. UV sphere. Right click and shade a smooth. Don't necessary to scale it, but you can scale it here, or can done it in the particle system, no problem. Oops, don't forget to say that you can increase it, for example, to 4000. You can have the much more needles. So select here, press new, and name it, for example, metal 1. For example, ball 1, and increase the metallic. Choose the red color. This red I love, and decrease the roughness. Add the Voronoi texture. Voronoi, what is it? Voronoi texture, and add a normal map. After that, you should separate the RGB. Separate the RGB and combine RGB. Use the color connected to image. R to R, G to G, but I don't want to use the blue. And connect to the color and collect it to the normal. So what we have here, we need to decrease the scale like this and decrease the normal strength. Yes, the beautiful shape and the procedural, easy and procedural. Press tab and let's add this detail, but really simple. So delete this vertex. Press E to extrude, E to Z, Control R. So E and S to extrude and scale. So what we have now, we need to something like handle. So it's really simple. I use the curve here. Shift A, add a Bezier curve. Delete this handle. Just need one of them. Scale it. So here. Extrude it. Oops, where are you? After extrusion, we have left something like this, and add another one. So we have something like this. After adding this, it's like for example, it's really a small cable, or even you can set it on, for example, in the control points. Set handle type to vector. Vector is better, I think. Yes, it's better option. And we need to connect them using F, and maybe dissolve one of them. For example, Control X, and as you see, it's dissolved. And we can add on vector. It's much more better. When you add it on vector, you can separately, individually set its handles. Yes, that's okay. So as you see here, it's not as big as something we made here. So I move this down and scale down this handles, and it's much more reasonable. So we have made it. Just set origin to geometry and G in the y-axis. As you see, this we do not need to model here because it's not visible in our render. So in this setting, the curve setting, in the geometry, add depths in bevel. and add the simple material, for example, just name it unused, because it's unused actually, because not really visible as visible as in other things. Is it still big? Yes, that's better. And now right click on it, convert to mesh. So we have a mesh, so Control J. After adding this, maybe our shape will be distorted, no problem. Control T and remove this. Don't forget to turn on the node wrangler from preferences, and from here node wrangler, so Control T will be created something like this. Now create a connected object to vector, so it's going to be okay, and even we can change the scale. Okay guys, let's change the origin, G and Z. We need to put origin here, so Shift S, cursor to selected, and the origin to 3D cursor. Now we have the origin here. Yes, let's create another one. M, add a new collection and decorate it, for example. So Shift D, duplicate it. Select on the material tab the options, or for example here, sorry, we need to add another one. For example, change this like this here, new material, and name it ball 2, or even whatever you want. And for example, golden is okay. Yes, the golden. And I can even add silver, ball 3. The silver one. Not don't forget to turn on the metallic and let it be darker, not as high as dark as white as this. Yes, that is reasonable. And the next thing that I want to add, I want to add this beautiful, I don't know what is name. What is this name? This light, this shiny beautiful LEDs lights. It's really simple. So add Shift A and add icosphere. Where are you? Oh yes, icosphere, so big. I lose the setting and I can't use F9 because my Camtasia code is set on F9 is mean pause the video. So lower the subdivision and now scale it. That's what I want. By lower the subdivision, it's really simple to add low poly icosphere. So add a new material, unused, Control Z, use unused, and I to insert, I and press I again to insert individually, and extrude it, or no, it's no need to extrude, but press new and assign a new material, and from here add emission. So we have emission here, and the color is really important. I want to add the random color for emissions, but let me present this first one and add 5. By adding using the bloom effect, you can see how much does it affect your render, and this is reasonable. Okay, we need to duplicate them. Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. I will tell you why I duplicate them. And add the random. Add the object info. Add the color ramp. Use these colors here. As you see, when I connect the random to this, it will be effect, and it's really have a good result because it's generate actually the random color, what we want, what we love. You see, if I duplicate them, I have something like this, but we can increase the amount of randomness. For example, here again, another one, kind of this color. Okay, that's okay. And now we need to, what we need to do, so it's all in decorative, all in all should be in decorative. And let's see that what we can add to our beautiful, amazing Christmas tree. Not this one, I mean. All in all, I told that Christmas tree are amazing. So guys, the next thing that I want to add is the stars like this, in this shape with this cable. So it's really easy. You need to, in the preferences, in extra objects, that's you have this here, Shift A, and in extra objects, where are you, extra objects, yes, here, the simple star is here. Now in the simple star, in edit mode, first of all scale it down 90 degrees in x-axis, and scale it from here, scale it again. So in edit mode, in the solid view, holds it in solid edit mode, scale it in the y-axis. After that, select these areas and scale it again. This is going to be much more beautiful. And then Control Shift B and bevel, Control B, I'm sorry, beveling this will be effect. So we need to add, let's see what we have in the references. We don't have stars, but yes, this is beautiful. This is another thing that I want to add. I just look in the reference what it doesn't can add. So in the material, I can use this. For example, in the ball tree, we have this, but I prefer, or when we can, star one. This is specially for stars. I mean, for example, decrease this scale, lower the roughness. It's going to be very blurry, shiny, but I love this. And yes, that's okay. And after that, can brighten the color. It's going to be shine much more than this stuff, and a bit is roughness is required. Okay, added this. After adding this, Shift D, change the rotation. No, don't change the rotations. Delete this. Use this in the edit mode. L, using the L, and Shift D. Right click P. So G, and so we have this on here. Yes, you see the beautiful bloom effect. O and GZ, scale it, and Control J. They are now in the one object. Using the L. I'm sorry, I think this tutorial is going to be really long, but I want to make this as cool as possible. So accept my apologize. Control B. This, it's really sharp. It's not good looking, I mean. So let's set the geometry origin. I mean, right click, origin to 3D cursor. Shift D, add another type of star, but for example, let's have it change like this. Add a variation. A small variation is required, I think, and put it on the material, for example, this one. Yes, that's yes. Let's create this, not really hard. Going to be lovingly, sort of simple. Shift A, single vertex in the extra objects, extrude it. This is really simple. Control 2, yes, that's why it's going to be model. Yes, and so what I'm going to do now is going to skin modifier. Where are you? Skin, yes, skin. Control A and scale this. Yes. Nope. The subdivision surface is not going to be cool now, and it's going to be up. And apply all of them. After applying them, we need to bevel this sharp edge, or even we can create this with a curve, but not necessary. Right click, shade smooth. Yes, we have created this, and in material, I think it's really important. Let's go to material, candy, name it candy, and I think the break texture is going to be cool or wave. Let's try the wave texture. Control Shift and Control T. Change rotations, not Z rotation. Yes. And now we need to add some distortion in the low details. Object vectors. And scale it. So we can distort it from here. This distortion is, I think, better than distort y-axis. Okay. Yes. Now we need to mix them. Mix RGB and use the red and whites. Yes, red and whites. Or even we can use the color ramp to change the amount of using this colors. For example, as you see, I am using the much more amount of red. It's more natural. Okay, guys, we have this. Let's now we can use this. But how to use this? It's really important. We need another using this L, Shift D, and P. Control J in edit mode using the L. I think, oops, I wanted to say that this one is smaller and I prefer to use this. Shift D, P selected, and let's. If you need to beginner tutorial, tell me to upload a tutorial for beginner. So if you don't understand what I'm actually doing here. Control J, and draw a cursor to select it, and origin to 3D cursor. Okay guys, we have this. Now let's add it to our Christmas tree, but before that, let's change the way you're using this. It's unreasonable. Oops. It's separated parts. Yes, that's cool. I love it. So I save my file. Okay guys, I forget to connect it to base color, and we have something like this. Actually, this is what we need as reality, so decrease the roughness. Yes. So guys, don't I forget to connect it to base color, and now we just need a bump map. So create a bump and create this color to height. Okay. It's really high at the string. No, the distance actually. It's really important. So I put it on. Oh, is it still high? Is it still high? Yes, that's much more reasonable, in my opinion. Okay. Now let's go to the particle system and add it to here. So choose this spots, this particle system. We just need to add another one, add another particle. So using this, name it on decoration. So what you need here is to in the decoration from as a hair, and then in the render tab use the collection. So all of this M and are decorative. Control A and apply the rotation and scale. So use the decorative. Oops, we have here, but the problem is they have the wrong scale and the wrong rotation. So what we're going to do now, we need to press on advance in the rotation. So global X, we have something like this, and turn off the lifts. This is what we have. Yes, this is what we have. Can we say that's true? So decrease the scale of this. You can increase the numbers. What the problem is that this parts are overlapping with the tree, so just we need to select them in the edit mode. We need to make the distance. Oops, I think it's going to be really system going to be low. So have a little distance with this. My system, I think I scared that my laptop will be crashed. So I think that's okay. Now what the thing that I want to mention is this part. Is this part that our particle is connected to this white area. You just need to, in the materials, let's see, yes, in the material we need to add a new, and yes, use the alpha, decrease the alpha, and from here add the alpha glue, so they are not visible anymore. Congratulations, we have created our lovely Christmas tree, and let's have the rendering. Let's go to how we are going to render this. We just need to, first of all, using H and hide this, add the HDRI in the World tab, and in environment textures, open where are my HDRIs. So I use this and connect it to colors. If I go to render mode, we're in EV, so in the cycles, I need to add the camera. And from view, lock camera to view, and from here, correct render origin, 1080. Let's see what I have done. Oops, the dynamic sampling and viewport denoising is really important, but we need to. Hey guys, I came to HDRI Haven and decided to use this HDRI instead of, for example, studio lighting. I think it's going to be better, so let's done this. Okay guys, as you see, I have used this HDRI connect to color. If I render, you have something like this. But what is the problem? The problem is that we need to add a plane to have the shadows, and the intensity of HDRI is really high. So the first thing, I lower this intensity to this, and after that I use the camera setting. In my cameras, the focal length is really high, so I can have 15. This still high is much more better. And now I can add a plane, scale it, add it here, and in edit mode, you can scale this parts because it should be much more bigger. And add it to shadow catcher. Where are the yes, here in the viewport visibility, turn on the shadow catcher, and by hitting the 0 on the numpad, let's go to our HDRI. I'm sorry, camera. So as you see, we have something like this, but what is the problem is really it's still dark. So add a gamma, yes, and put it, for example, on. Yes, let's see what we have. Yes, it's going to be much more better, and we can increase this intensity of your this simple beautiful lights. But all in all, I recommend you to use this increase the HDRI intensity. So this is what we have. But I want to have the close-up renders. Just zoom into the model. And add the lights here, the point lights. Have a small distance, put it on 20, and maybe warm color. And my camera setting, can decrease this viewport denoising. Let's see what we have done. All in all, the more time you put it on, the better result you will get. For example, if I want to put a time, I will be changing the scales of this. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you don't like this video, tell me why in the comments. I want to know what can I do to improve my tutorials. Okay guys, goodbye.